Welcome to Capital Currents, where the flow of business news and market trends keeps you ahead of the tide. I'm your watchdog, and today is Tuesday, August 20th. In this episode, I'll tell you about AMD's latest acquisition as they try to compete with Nvidia in AI. Streaming platform Fubo is the new David in the battle against the Goliaths. And electric car maker BYD has a new production plant. AMD announced a new acquisition this morning. They're buying AI equipment maker ZT Systems for $4.9 billion. This is nostalgic for me because my first ever PC I built in middle school used ZT Systems hardware. AMD says that this acquisition will help them sell more AI chips. ZT Systems does over $10 billion in annual sales, so that's going to help AMD to bolster its data center AI infrastructure and keep up with the scale needed by cloud computing customers such as Microsoft and Meta. This is AMD's second largest acquisition ever, trailing the $50 billion acquisition of Xilinx back in 2022. I'm sure Xilinx makes good logic devices, but that name brings back some PTSD from my hardware class back in college. The deal for ZT Systems, which is a privately held company, is expected to close in the first half of 2025. Let's shift gears and talk about streaming. The mega sports streaming platform created by Fox, Disney, and Warner Brothers has been blocked by a judge due to its monopolistic potential. The streaming app, which was called Venue, was set to release next week for $43 a month, giving streamers access to a variety of sporting events all in one app. Innovation has died in my opinion. At this point, we're just reinventing paying for cable TV. A US judge says that the platform would push other streaming competitors out and it would raise prices and hurt customers in the process. This is a huge victory for the streaming service Fubo, which brought the lawsuit against the three companies, claiming that its business wouldn't be able to survive if Venue were to launch. But the game isn't over yet. The entertainment giants are planning to appeal this decision in court, and I'll keep you updated with any updates there. Chinese electric vehicle manufacturer BYD plans to set up a production plant in Karachi, Pakistan, and sell 3 models through a partnership with Mega Motors. Mega Motors is a unit of Pakistan's largest private utility known as Hubco. BYD is the first major EV entrant in the Pakistani market. Reuters reported that BYD also plans to open 3 flagship stores and experience centers in Karachi, Lahore, and Islamabad. They also plan to sell 2 SUV models and a sedan, with sales starting in Q4 of 2024. The new plant is expected to commence operations in 2026. Alongside the plant, Hubco intends to set up fast charging stations across major cities and highways to improve the charging infrastructure in Pakistan. That's all the business headlines I have for you. Let's take a look at some stocks making moves. A stock not doing so great this morning is Estée Lauder. Shares of the makeup giant are falling after the company announced the retirement of its CEO. On top of the management moves, the company's financial forecast came in below estimates for 2025. The company said it's experiencing a demanding slowdown, with its China business weighing down the firm. There's been a lot of competition within the makeup space as of late. e.l.f. Beauty, which we talked about last week, is one of the newer names, and their stock has gone up over 800% in the past 5 years. The future of Estée Lauder's management is still unclear. The firm is looking for a successor CEO, and its CFO departed earlier in the summer. Estée Lauder's stock dropped around 4% in the pre-market in reaction to this news. A look at the week ahead. The Fed is meeting in Jackson Hole this week to meet with other central bankers, policymakers, and economists from all over the world. Right now, the markets are pricing in a 70% chance of a 25 basis point cut and a 30% chance of a 50 basis point cut. So either way, the markets are pretty much certain that we're going to get a rate cut. It's just a matter of how big a cut we're going to get. And last week, we had Walmart earnings, which indicated the American consumer is still strong. This week, we're getting more retail earnings from retailers like Target, Macy's, and TJ Maxx. Last week, I talked about Sweetgreen and how those shares were skyrocketing. This week, we have another blockbuster restaurant chain, Cava, reporting earnings. That should be a good one. That's all for today's show. Keep navigating those waters and see you tomorrow.